Hello everyone, this is NintendoAddict8, and I should be making a different video right now, but involving a certain Smash Direct that may or may not have some leaks that I want to discuss, but that's for another video, which I'll try to record after this one. We'll see what happens. Anyways, so I want to discuss some more stuff about Yokai Watch, and what I think of the English release so far, along with reevaluating some of the stuff I said in a previous Yokai Watch NintendoAddict8 radio video where I discussed my thoughts on the English dub. I don't remember exactly what I said, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to give it a lot more criticism now that we've seen, now that it's been out for a while. I kind of want to talk about it a bit more. But first, let's start with my history with Yokai Watch. This, by the way, is going to more than likely be like its own mini-series, like my history with or something like that. It would be like its own separate series, probably. I might discuss like Mario, Zelda, other things. I don't know. Anyways, so Yokai Watch. I don't know. I may or may not have known this franchise for longer than I really have. And the only reason I say that is because I've been to Nintendo Japan's website a lot of times in 2014, and I'm betting there's been a few times where I've seen Yokai Watch, but I never really paid attention to it. But the main, I don't know, but I'm just gonna say this off of what I remember. The first time, I'm pretty sure I remember seeing Yokai Watch for the first time before, I didn't know about it at any point beforehand, was April 8th, 2015. The day Nintendo announced it for localization, and it was on the official website, and they had that screenshot with Keto with the watch and Jibanan with a "what are you looking at" type face. I'm probably describing that wrong, but you know what picture I'm talking about. I can't show it on the screen, but you know what I'm talking about, like that one that everyone's probably seen already. Anyways, yeah, like Fumi's petting or doing something with Koma-san. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. When I didn't even read the article. I didn't even read the article yet. I just looked at that screen. I said to myself, and literally everyone in the room, "Hey, look, they announced a new Pokemon ripoff. See, look, that's supposed to be Pikachu, that's supposed to be a Pokeball, and that's supposed to be a Pokemart." And I didn't even read the description yet, and I was just reading that, and I was like, oh my god, this is a huge Pokemon ripoff. That's what I thought at first. Of course, it's way different now, but we'll get to that in a second. But it's like, yeah, and I don't know if I actually told them or not, but I think I mentioned, oh yeah, they announced some Pokemon ripoff called Yokai Watch or something like that. I might have said that, I hope I didn't, because now I want everyone to enjoy this game, but if I ruined anyone's view of this game, whatever I said, completely ignore that, and you're going to figure out why in a second. Anyways, yeah, when I saw that, I thought it was a ripoff, but I said, you know what, I'll give the game a chance, because they're probably going to show it. They gotta show some gameplay. And what do you know, the disappointing digital event, as I'm going to call it, the DDE, the DDE, yeah, we're going to call that, yeah, so in the DDE, they showed some gameplay, and I could tell, when I saw that, I was still kind of clinging onto that rip-off type vibe. Not as much as before, but I think it's the music they picked and the way they set up everything. It just felt like that. When I saw the bell with Yokai, and I didn't even pay attention. I didn't even pay attention to the battle system. I was just looking off of what they were showing on the screen. I was like, rip off. But I was like, no. If people want this franchise here, and I can see, and I noticed, wait, there is some new stuff in the battle system that's not in Pokemon. I noticed a lot of stuff that wasn't in Pokemon, so I forced myself to find the English, dub, and that's where I ran into Mongi Subs, who is a person that, if you're watching this video, by the way, thank you for subbing all the episodes and for catching up. I really do appreciate it, and I know a lot of other people do too, but I just want to say that if you're watching this, you know what person you are. Anyways. So yeah, this person, and by this person I mean, well, she, because yeah, it's a she, whatever. So yeah, she, actually has gotten up to episode 95, but I believe I started watching her, subtitled versions around episode 55 or something like that. Maybe even 45, I don't even know. I started watching it around July-ish. Right after Yokai Watch Busters came out, I forced myself to watch it, and this is when I was on YouTube, by the way, so I didn't even know. So of course all the channels got taken down like that. But I watched. I was up about episode 55. I loved it. I got really into the franchise, and once I hit Hawaii, the one good thing about Hawaii is that I met a lot of people on Twitter that are huge Yokai Watch fans like me, and also the fact that that's also where I probably got really big in the Yokai Watch. I was all on the hype train. I was thinking about importing, and of course, as you may or may not have noticed, I actually have Yokai Watch 2 Ganso and Honkei, but because of their stupid region lock, hashtag end region lock, hashtag end region lock, actually that person's following me on Twitter anyway. But yeah, seriously, yeah. So I can't play it still, sorry about that. I want to play it, I really do, but I don't have the luxury of having a Japanese 3DS yet. I'll probably end up getting one around Christmas. I mean, after I get the Xbox One, it's going to be the 3DS, then basically, actually I might even stockpile for the NX, which I'll discuss that in a future video as well. Anyways, yeah. So I really got into Yokai Watch. I watched every episode, I kept up on all the news. I followed David on Twitter, keeping up with everything. Then September hits. We go back to school, and of course Dylan, Garrett, Chase, and every other person I hanged out with the last year, they graduated, unfortunately. Well, good for them, I guess. But of course I still keep in contact with Dylan on Twitter, and all those Smash videos you see, a good chunk of them are ones where I fought against Dylan. As you may or may not remember, I had a series called Wombo Combo Wednesdays. Why did I stop doing that? Simple, because he would never pick up. I'm pretty sure he picks up a good chunk of the time now, but going through all that trouble, I don't know. I might do it again. We'll have to wait and see. But I'd rather just wait for it to get a capture card and live stream it or something. So, just in case you're wondering, Wombo Combo Wednesdays is just kind of on hiatus indefinitely until I figure out what I'm going to do about that. Anyways, back to Yokai Watch. So, basically, I started hanging out with some friends that were playing Smash, and basically, I didn't tell them anything about Yokai Watch for a good chunk of time. Anyways, around September, we got our first 2 clips of Yokai Watch. And of course, when I'm talking about when I saw the first 2 clips, of course I was being Mr. I gotta criticize everything that's not perfect. So I was like, oh, they screwed up this. The lip syncing's not perfect. But here's the thing that gave me hope for the English version. The first clip, I would show it. I honestly would. But apparently TV Tokyo is now blocking my videos worldwide, even ones from months ago. If I had any clip of like Keta using the watch, where it's like Yokai Metal. What is? Oh my God! I know set O there. I forgot. I have 2 videos I need to re-upload and remove that footage. I had like a Smash Bros video. I don't think I need to re-upload that, but I had like a What Happened to Meme Run video that got taken down because of that, and a few other videos. I'm gonna need to re-upload and get rid of that footage. So yeah, I'm not gonna ever put any more footage in unless I know I'm not gonna get copyright claimed. But granted, my intro has been copyright claimed for. I guess that's a good thing. But what? I don't get it. Whatever. Point is, when I saw that clip of him summoning Jibanyan with the English voice, and he said "Yokai Metal," dude, I was like so hyped up. That is the one clip I can say they got right. Oh, I'm going to get into all the other problems I didn't mention in the other video. Believe me, I'll get to that in a second. Basically, after seeing those first 2 clips, I was certain that they were really keeping it as close to the Japanese version as possible. Then October 5th came around, and I was keeping my expectations low, because I knew, well, it's the first episode isn't even that good, the first few episodes aren't even that good anyway. I was just waiting for the Koma-san episode. And October 17th rolls around, and I watched the episode, and the cringe level is way too high. Koma-san's "Yo, Tarnation butter stupid thing," I hate it. I don't know who came up with that, but that was a stupid idea. They should have kept his voice like, Okay, if you couldn't keep the Mongi or Zura stuff in, which I still think they should have kept in, but if you couldn't keep that in, at least make him sound like him. Don't change him into a completely different character. And of course, oh yeah, and by the way, the one English name change I actually like is Komajiro. Hey, Komajiro! I'm gonna say that because it's easier to say than Komagio. Anyways, so Komajiro, I thought, well, since he's voiced by the same person as Jibanan, oh yeah, that's another problem I have with Jibanan. Jibanan sounded like Tails, which didn't bother me at first. Nah, it didn't bother me, and now it doesn't really bother me anymore. But it's just weird that he sounds like Tails. He doesn't sound like a cat. That's my main problem. He doesn't sound like a cat. It doesn't sound like a cat, anyways. So basically, Koma-san hit, and I was very mad that they screwed up Koma-san, because he was one of my favorite characters, debatably my favorite. He's titled Jibanan as my favorite yokai, my favorite character in the whole show, and they screwed up his voice. And then they screwed up his brother's voice. Nope, that's all my opinion. If you like the voices, that's fine, but no. So, okay, that's not even the worst of it. Kuma's voice. That literally is just cringe heaven. The, hey, what are you doing over there? That's not me being sarcastic. That's literally what he sounds like. Hey, look at that beetle over there. He literally sounds like that. You know what I'm talking about if you've seen the English dub. Why does he sound like an idiot? Just why? I mean, his Japanese version sounded just fine. Kanchi sounds fine. He sounds actually like he did an abridged thing, which I'm still waiting on a new episode of. You know what's funny? You know what's funny and really bad, actually? The Yokai Watch Abridged, has better voice acting for every character, except for Whisper, than the official dub. Which blows my mind in so many levels. We have not heard Jibanan yet, so that could easily be spoiled. We're still waiting on that episode to come out for the abridged series, which I might link whenever that happens. Anyways. So, yeah, Koma-san, they screwed up that. Like, everything else I could have lived with, but my main problem was Koma-san. They screwed up him. And then we get to the part that is debatably the worst. The censorship. I knew that the parts that I keep saying, I still say to this day, oh, they're going to remove this, they're going to remove this, they're going to remove this. 99% of those, they're going to remove this, is stuff that shouldn't even be controversial, but they got to remove it for the sake of removing it, because apparently we can't just have... Okay, whenever they make the DVDs come out here, they should include they should include the regular version that's aired on TV, and then the uncensored Japanese version with the English. Have an uncensored version. I don't understand. Okay, include it in the DVD. I'd buy the DVD if they did that, because I hate all the stupid censorship. And the only stuff they censor is stuff that's not even necessary to be censored. We're still waiting for that the Robonyan episode, and you all know what I'm talking about with the screw. I'm not even going to go farther than that. That one is going to either get banned here, or they're going to cut out like 10 minutes of the episode, or whatever. Oh man, I'm actually excited for that one. That's not coming out till like March though, so that's kind of annoying. Anyways. So, yeah. Oh yeah, and of course, okay, I got a problem. Nyan KB, Meow KB, whatever you want to call him. I'm just going to call him Nyan KB. Why they changed Nyan KB to Harmeowni? That name is... That's the name. I'm just going to call him Meow KB. Why they changed Meow KB to that? That sounds so stupid. And I've heard people say, and I've even heard people... So anyways, yeah, it's like... I heard people say, even on Twitter, the people I follow, like, I really like Yokai Watch and Blue Pikmin and, you know, and, like, Peggy and you know who you are. I've seen them say, oh, well, it's because cat girls aren't popular in the US, so they have to remove that. That's not a reason for them to remove it. And it's, okay, I'm gonna give them credit for one thing. They censored it well. It could pass as a real version. It doesn't look like it's just some glob of paint smeared over it. But too much censorship. That's just all I have to say. They didn't really change any lines, really. They just kind of... yeah. What the... oh, okay. Anyways, so it's like, yeah, that's just kind of annoying. The English dub, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. It tried, but failed in too many areas, at least for me. Okay, you screwed up Koma-san, that's -1 point. You screwed up a bunch of names and a bunch of voices, that's 1 point. And then you had way too much censorship, that's another point. There, 7 out of 10. It's okay, but it's... Just stick to the Japanese version. Unless, like, until, like, the RoboYan episode comes out or whatever. Until Yokai Watch 2 hits. Stick to the Japanese version of the anime. It's way farther ahead. We're almost near the 100 mark. I don't like Inaho that much. I don't really like the detective stuff. I just don't see the point in it, but whatever. Anyways, so yeah. Now, the dub gets a 7 out of 10. The Japanese version gets, well, like a 9 or a 10, because it's almost perfect. Too bad the English dub, but don't forget, it's not the only English dub. There's still the European dub, and all the other dubs that are going to happen throughout the world that are English. They are way more truthful to the original source material than the US dub is. So, I believe Europe is going to get its own separate English dub with, like, British voices or something, I bet. So, be on the lookout for that. Hopefully that won't have nearly as much censorship. Although, knowing Europe, I'm not crossing my fingers on that. That's not happening until 2016 anyway, and the NX may or may not be out by then. Once again, saving that for a future video. Anyways. So yeah, the dub is kind of a mixed bag, but what about the game? The English game, I of course haven't played it yet, but from what I've seen, the game is pretty faithful to the original game. Because the only person that really talks in it is Keta, Whisper, and Jibanyan. That's all that really talks. No one else really talks in the entire thing. So, of course, everything sounds fine. And, of course, as far as I know, there's no censorship in the game, except for, you know, those, like, changing kanji to peace signs or whatever. Standard stuff like that that's not really censorship, just kind of obvious changes. Oh my god, why the thing blast me with Yokai Watch music? Anyway, did I just say music? Music, whatever. Anyways, so it's like, yeah, the game, I haven't played it yet, but I attempted to go on look for those stupid free codes that give you stupid surveys. Yeah, don't even bother with that junk. Yeah, I gotta wait and get $40 and then buy it. Oh well, if any of you guys got a free code or something, that'd be really appreciated. I know none of you guys are gonna give me one or even have one, but it's just like, if any of you guys have any free codes, I'd like one, please. I mean, but whatever. I'm not gonna beg my audience to give me stuff. I don't want to go I don't want you want to go there. If I wanted to do that, I'll make a Patreon page, which JT's actually suggested I should make one. Why should someone with like 50 subscribers make a Patreon page? It wouldn't do any harm, but I don't really know if I like the idea of that. Anyways, so yeah, the game, it looks like the game has turned out pretty well, actually. So I'm definitely excited to pick up the game. And I'm definitely going to be excited to pick up a Japanese 3DS to finally work on Yokai Watch 2 again. And then I'm going to have to kind of spam that one person on Twitter that it's kind of been like the person that's been helping me. It's kind of, I really don't want to have to spam her, but, well, maybe not spam her, but, like, have them to constantly ask questions, so hopefully that doesn't get annoying. But anyways. So yeah, the game's turned out fine, the dub, not really, but the game has turned out pretty well. That's a good thing. So far, in most areas, the English release has done pretty well. The watch looks good, the merchandise all looks good, the game looks great, the dub, it's okay, it's passable, but too much censorship, too much voice changes, and too much name changes. And too much stuff removed or altered. It just just too much. It's just too much. But that's why we have the Japanese anime on Mangi subs, which, if you don't know about it for some reason by now, I'll link it in the description. But yeah, I guess that's really all I have to say for now. That's my history of Yokai Watch. I started as a hater, and now I'm a lover, pretty much. I went from hating this series, like everyone else, to loving it. And when I say I love this series, I'm talking about the Japanese version. I fell in love with this franchise because of the Japanese anime. If I watched the English anime first, I probably would have hated it, and I would have definitely still called it a ripoff. But the Japanese one, far superior, and if you haven't seen it by now, I'll link in the description the Mangi subs. Just make sure you download uTorrent and VLC players. That's what's required for it to work. Don't worry, it's not a virus. Like uTorrent's like ubiquitous at this point. Everyone knows about uTorrent and VLC. You might already have VLC on your computer. It's kind of pre-installed sometimes nowadays. But basically, just download uTorrent, go into Mangi subs, download the files, and there you go. Enjoy Yokai Watch, completely uncensored and glorious subtitles, with all the original Japanese voice acting intact. So yeah, I guess that's all I'll have to say for now. I'm going to have a few other things I'm going to be talking about after I finish this video. Like a channel I haven't properly introduced to you guys, along with a few other series and other things I want to point out along the way. But that'll be for the next video. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and just for the record, I may or may not include something at the end of this because I don't want TV Tokyo to block my video. So anyways, yeah, I'm just going to stop here. Anyways, thanks for listening, and I hope you've enjoyed. If you have any more suggestions for stuff I can do on the channel, or anything really, then feel free to comment down below. So I'll see you guys later. This is NintendoAddict8, signing out.